Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20, and welcome to episode 48 of Direwolf20's OmniFactory Let's Play series, where today, I think I've got everything I need, to get started. HV converts forge energy to Greg Tech EU, yeah, that one. Working on, I might want a 16, because I'm going to have a lot of things on this line. I definitely am. I'm going to have at least 8 things on this line, right? So maybe I should have a 16 HVCEF. I don't know. But I want to totally get into producing a Cobbleworks. But it's going to be more than a standard Cobbleworks. So we're going to want to make... I don't know if we need to keep dust. But we're definitely going to want to keep gravel, sand, maybe dust. I don't know, what do you do? All you do is clay and netherrack. I don't think we need to keep dust. I think all the dust will go directly into our autoclave to make clay. And we're also going to be working on making silicon with this Cobbleworks. So I'd like to basically do as much as I can to make lots and lots of stuff. Cool? So that's the plan. I'm going to have some kind of drawer system set up. I'm not sure if it's going to be 2x2 drawers or what the deal is. 2x2 is probably where we'll go. And a drawer controller might be in our immediate future. I need to block a diamond for that, huh? I could probably pull that off. And a framed drawer. Yeah, it should be doable. Might want a drawer controller. Might want a drawer controller. What else do I need? Iron plates. Yeah, we can pull that off pretty easily. And realistically, I should start considering having a drawer controller set up for other stuff as well. Like, you know, maybe my redstone and iron and all that storage mess that we do. But we'll see. I kind of held off on making a drawer controller a while back. But, hey, quest complete. Yay. Yay, quests. Get me some pennies. So you can see I made all the items that I need between episodes here. And we are going to also, we have some 4x vibrant cables here ready to roll. So I think what we'll basically do is just set it up in this room, right? No reason not to in here. This is kind of become like a auto processing room, right? Like we're auto processing all our epoxy stuff here. So we can easily just say, all right, we're going to have another line, right? Because that's about where I go, right? Yeah, here. Should be cool. And we'll throw our HV CEF that we made facing this way. And like I said, we will probably need a 16x version of that, but we'll get there. And do I have batteries handy? I could probably just make 4 of them, would be nice. And like I said, we might need a few more. We'll find out. We want our P2P here. And that should be cool. You, and load it up, which gives you some energy. Sweet. All right, so first things first, we're going to have a compact cobblestone generator. This guy's going to produce cobblestone at a pretty decent rate. He may need to go to multiple places, right? But first thing we're going to do is get a universal macerator right here. And look at you, you're auto-outputting. Good job. That's kind of what I wanted to see. Look how fast the HV macerator runs. That's why I wanted to go HV on these dudes, right? So that should be cool. And I probably want... I never really did quite understand the difference between the conveyors and the robot arms. But let's just get a few of these just so that we can auto-output to a specific side. Does that sound fair? And I'll tell you why I want to do that. Because outputting to a specific side will allow it to be easier. I might still need to do some item conduiting. I'm basically expecting to still need to do some item conduiting. But at the very least, I can, you know, auto-output to a specific side and let some stuff happen. Because I can auto-output to the back here, right? But if I want to run it along a line like this, we need to use conveyors or robot arms to make that happen. So like we install that dude there, right? And then we can use our screwdriver to adjust how he works. We can do filters and we can do import and outputs and we can do all kinds of cool stuff, right? But you're going to be the next universal macerator and you're going to make me sand, right? Robot arm, dust. Robot arm, not the macerator, not the furnace, not the centrifuge, the chemical reactor, right? And you'll get dust, and then we're going to want a fluid export bus, which I might not have gotten just yet. But let's make sure that you can import from the output side. And I'm not sure how much of this all is going to be working or making sense in terms of wiring, but we'll figure it out. Cool. So you're going to be the fluid export bus. We're probably going to need an acceleration card on you to keep things moving pretty quickly. So I'm going to put 3 acceleration cards in you. And I would like a bucket of water. I'm excited to have a Cobbleworks because it's something I've been meaning to do for a while. More so about the silicon and clay. That's a big part of why I'm doing this. Silicon and clay. But that should fill up with a lot of water. Nice. See why I wanted the acceleration card, though? Now, that guy might catch up and go a little bit faster, but we'll see. We might need a 4th acceleration card in there, which shouldn't be too bad of a thing. Yeah, now we're cooking. Now we're cooking. Sweet. All right. So, like, you're making sand and gravel and clay, and that's all pretty good times. That's awesome. Look how fast that is. That is beautiful. Love how fast that is. All right. So that gets me clay and sand and gravel. Cobbleworks, step 1, pretty darn close to complete. That's cool. So what I'm thinking is we might have it here and here. So let's get ourselves a key for a drawer. Don't I have a drawer key? Have I not yet made a drawer key? Direwolf, please. Please, Direwolf. Don't be so bad at things. We've barely used storage drawers in this pack thus far, and that's okay. So I'm not entirely sure if that's where this is going to sit. Actually, I should probably move him. Do I have my axe? Cool. I'm not entirely sure that's where we're going to sit, so we're going to hold off on putting that stuff there. Did I only get 1 drawer back from that? Or did one go in here, maybe? Yeah, it did. Okay, cool. That's why. All right, so now we've got clay going, right? So the next thing we want to do is probably get silicon, right? So I've got a centrifuge here. Why did I make myself a furnace? What was that for? Glass? Probably glass. Is that why I wanted the electric furnace? Yeah, I think that makes sense. And we've got the electrolyzer and the centrifuge for stone dust. So I need a way to craft some stuff. I wonder actually. So what can we use to do a crafting machine with? Crafter from Ender.io is an option. We could probably do that, right? That should work. I don't see why not. Because we have that on AutoCraft, right? So that should be a pretty straightforward thing to make real quick. Because that's used for making assemblers, I think. So that might be one route to go. That's going to need EU power, though, right? Or RF power, I mean. It's specifically not going to need EU power. Yeah. So we'll have to figure that out. Thank you, sir. Now, we do have a P2P tunnel right here doing power for us, so that's nice. So I might just get an end steel conduit. Really? I don't have any of those? Energetic alloys, vibrant alloys? Do I not have any vibrant alloy conduits? I've been using these for so long that I wouldn't actually be surprised if it turned out that I've actually been low on these. Yeah, I could see that being a thing. I've not been paying a good amount of attention to this, so we'll figure it out. All right, I'd say that's good enough for now. Boop. I only needed 1, but I made a bunch because I figured I'd need them eventually. All right, so you need a capacitor. Okay. Let's get a decent speed one, like an octadick. That sounds like a good time, right? Good. And then we get some cobblestone. Now here's my question, right? If I do this... Good. Good. You did exactly what I wanted you to do. Sweet. So this guy's going to spread directly and automatically put it into there. Nice. Okay. So then what I'm going to have is instead of these guys, we will have here, right? We're going to want to universal macerator this, right? But here's what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to try and do this with as few conduits as I can. So this is probably going to be a mess. Oh, wow, you kept your inventory. Thank you so much for that. So if I set you to import mode, would you... Ha-ha! Beautiful. Look at that. How cool is that? That's pretty cool. I would call that very cool. I would call that exceptionally cool. All right. So now you're making stone dust, right? That needs to be centrifuged into silicon dust. So I'm going to need at least 2 more conveyor modules, right? Which shouldn't be too hard to make. And these guys are nice and fast, which is good. Cool, 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 cool. Super quick. Boom. Okay. And you're going to export into the centrifuge, which should very quickly make silicon dioxide, which should export into the electric furnace. No, not the electric furnace. The electrolyzer. Something called elec. Hey, silicon dust. Booyah. That's cool. All right, so that's going to make a bunch of silicon for us. Now, you might be struggling a little bit with power, and that would probably be to be expected. But we've got our 4 batteries here. I'm going to pop you in there. Good. You're actually doing fine on power, it seems. Because there's not a lot of machines running on this line at the same time. See how quickly these universal macerators filled up their stock? So I think that's probably a good sign. So with that, right, what we could have... our drawer controller here, and our drawer here, and our drawer here. Locked and locked, okay? And what I'm going to do is say gravel, sand. We don't need to store dust in this thing. Clay, and silicon? Is that all we need to store? Is that all our Cobbleworks is producing at this moment? I would say so. I don't think it's worth doing... I don't think it's worth doing anything else. I mean, the only other thing we could maybe do is glass. Now, I bet at this point we're choking some power somewhere. Some power somewhere is choking. But I guess we'll figure it out. So basically what we want to have is item conduits coming off all these dudes. Except you. Oh, wrong thing. Right? So you're gravel, right? So your extract always active, extract always active, extract always active, and extract always active, and you're going to be insert, not extract. Cool. And now we're producing and getting all the things. Sweet. All right, buddy. So are you struggling a little bit? Like, what's your deal? Silicon dioxide. Yeah, you probably don't have power. That's probably why we're not producing any more silicon at this point. And that makes sense. That makes perfect sense that we wouldn't have any more power than we currently do. Because we do have a limit to the amount of things that we can do here power-wise. Well, maybe not. Why don't you seem like you're running? Oh, I remember why. Electrolyzer creates oxygen. So what we need to do here is get the oxygen out of this dude. That's correct. How am I for oxygen? I feel like we have a lot. We have a lot of oxygen. We're voiding oxygen at this point. So at some point, I set up a fluid storage bus that we put oxygen in, and I made this a super low priority so that any excess oxygen that hits the system gets voided. So we have 2 options. We can either make a trash can for fluid option, or we can just import bus it, right? Import busing will require a little bit of dire wire, but probably not too bad. So that's why that's doing what it's doing. Cool. And then I don't really need the drawer controller, right? Because we only have 1 drawer. But what we do want is a storage bus. So make one of those lickety-split for me. And you should be running again because we've started importing oxygen, right? But we're going to need to import this a little bit faster too. So let's get a couple acceleration cards on you. 2 should be more than enough. Realistically, 1 should be enough. Yeah. 1 should totally be enough. No sense wasting these cards. Not that they're hard to make, but, you know. Maybe I lied. Maybe 2 is necessary. If you're going to constantly be running, then yeah, 2 might be necessary. Yeah, that's better. Cool. So how are we doing here? Wow, we really filled up our 512 of sand, clay, and gravel super quick. I love it. That is super nice. That is super nice. And then you'll back stuff things, right? And so we've got a pretty good setup here. And we're going to have a decent amount of silicon going on. I like that. I like that a lot. And silicon's probably the one we're going to be running most often, right? Cool. So I'll put that in there. And then we want our storage bus. Not the least dire wiry thing I've ever done, but you know what? It works, and it's pretty compact. It's really not bad, compaction-wise. That's a pretty nice setup, I think, actually. I'm pretty pleased with that. So now we've got, you know, basically unlimited clay, you know, which means I basically won the game. You know, that's pretty cool. And, yeah, not bad at all. Neat. Cloud seed, huh? Interesting. So pulsating dust is another thing we might want to look at getting as much of that as we can as possible. So you guys did some good jobs over there, right? Give me some of those things. Okay. So we've got a lot of pulsating polymer clay. I'm debating whether I want to set up some kind of looping system, because this thing, I get 4 of them per pulsating dust, right? And I've got a 30% chance of producing an ender pearl, which will make pulsating dust. So theoretically, there should be a net gain on that, statistically, right? Pretty close, but yeah, in theory, that should be what's up. Not terrible. Not terrible. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see about that. But hey, there's your Cobbleworks, right? Which is cool. I'll take that. So now we've got lots of silicon dust. That's awesome. Okay. And we should see it in here. Nice. Beautiful. All right. Let's come back in a minute. So as a quick reminder, right, I can easily say, hey, I need 100 glass. And it'll show up almost immediately because this thing smelts a stack at a time. Boom. Look at that. Glass like crazy. So I'm not going to set up glass in the Cobbleworks. I feel like it's not necessary, right? Really no need. This thing makes the glass super fast, right? What I should probably do, though, is change this recipe to be 64 at a time. That would probably be smart, right? So what we would do is say a stack of sand equals a stack of glass. So that it'll put a full stack in at once. I like that idea. I like that idea. Cool. Now I wouldn't mind always having 512, right? So what if we made another storage bus and put a trash can out here? I hate you. I hate this. I hate that recipe. If we put a trash can out here with another storage bus, right? Now, I know what you're thinking. Dyer, you could just void upgrade the drawer, right? Yes, but that would mean the machines wouldn't stop running, right, when they were full. And that's something we want. We don't want our machines running all the time, burning up power and wasting energy, right? So we want to be efficient with energy. Therefore, we want to storage bus this, right? So I'm going to pop the trash can here, and we're going to have a storage bus who's going to be specifically these 4 items, right? And I had the furnace because I was thinking about doing glass, but I changed my mind on that. So yeah, we're not going to do the furnace for now. So these 4 items will be what's allowed in there. Okay. And your priority will be low. What do I want to make your priority for this? What if I made you priority 5? Because the drives are priority 0, right? So if this is priority 5, and this is priority 10, this is a higher priority for putting items into it, right? So then if I did this, and we connected this bad boy, right? When I put gravel in, cool, 512 gravel, sweet. So I pull it out, you can see it in the top left here, right? It's going to 512, and it's always going to go to 512. And the same with sand, right? Always 512. Cool. Always 512. And silicon we already cleared out, so that's 411. Sweet. So that is, that's the way I usually do that kind of build, is to do the storage bus on the trash can. That means the machine will stop running, but then any excess gravel, sand, or clay that enters the system will kind of just not do anything, right? The only thing I might do I want to 4x the drawer? I don't think so. If it turns out at some point that I need more than 512 sand in stock, then I'll do that. But I don't think that's necessary at this point. All right, so with that taken care of, right, let's go back to our quests, because that's a thing, right? So I did look into a little bit more about the micro miners, and I feel like at this stage it's not super important to do them. So I'm going to hold off on that. The one thing I do want to start looking at, though, is elemental reduction fluid. I do want to get that going, right? So that doesn't look too bad. It does need more pulsating dust, though, which really gets into a... Literally just a minute ago I said to myself, do I need to set up an automation for that? Hydrogen and fluorine, huh? Fluorine. And where does fluorine come from? It's an electrolyzer recipe of topaz, biotite, bastnatite, lepidolite. I don't know that we've... I think we have a lot of this, to be fair. Lithium and potassium, huh? Mica, hydrofluoric acid. Don't we have hydrofluoric acid going on? No, because that needs fluorine too. I'm pretty sure we don't have fluorine going on yet. I'm almost certain, right? Yeah, we definitely don't have fluorine going on. So I think your best bet for fluorine, to me, looks like lepidolite, because I know we've got a lot of this stuff, right? So we could get impure lepidolite dust, right? We get lithium as a side effect of that. We get 10 lepidolite per when we pulverize it, right? And then you can be pulverized again. So let's check that out, because I feel like we have a ton of that stuff somewhere. That's an ore name that I recognize. So yeah, we have some of it. We definitely have some of it. It's maybe not a ton. I think when I mined up over here, we got some too. I never did transfer all this stuff, right? But we get 10x of it, which is cool, right? So when we throw this in here, they don't look like they're that big of a craft. I'm going to put it in here for now. I do have to sort out at some point all my ores and all the processing that I do. But that's a future thing. Small storage crate. I can put away a lot of this stuff. Clearly I had other plans on how that whole setup was going to go. Cool. Let's make sure that you're exporting this. And not rutile, lepidolite. Make sure to add you. I'll just replace one of the other ones. Yeah, salt can go. Good. All right, so we'll get a healthy amount of lepidolite. Because remember, you get 10x of that, right? So that's cool. And yeah, each one of these produces 10. So we're going to have 640 of that lepidolite dust from one stack of lepidolite, right? And then we need 20 of them, though, for fluorine, for 2 buckets of fluorine. Holy cow, that's a lot. I'm going to look to see if there's a better route to fluorine. But for now, that's fair, right? We'll let that cook at least. I like that processing system. Works really well. All right. With that taken care of, well, at least the initial thoughts, do we want to set up an automation thing for this to get me lots and lots and lots of pulsating dust? I feel like that would be cool. I feel like that would be cool, right? How are we on ender pearls? We're all right on ender pearls for now. So what we could set up, and I'm just saying could here, right? I guess my power is behind this thing. Yeah, it is. We have vibrance back there. Okay, good to know. But what we could set up is all the ender pearls we produce from this gets turned into pulsating dust and then looped back into pulsating polymer clay. Does that make sense? I like that idea. Let's do that. All right, so pulsating dust comes from an electrolyzer of ender pearl dust, or smelted resonant clathrate, by the way, which is an ender pearl and another quartz in a chemical reactor. All right, fair enough. I think easier approach. Well, uranite dust is another option, right? But that would require mining. I'm trying to set up something that's gonna, forever last, right? So that's where I'm coming from on that. So I'm thinking, yeah, we want an electrolyzer and we want a pulverizer, right? Ender pearl powder doesn't really exist. Yeah. Basically, yeah, pulverizer ender pearl. That's ender eye, so that's going to obviously require an ender pearl. Yeah, so pulverizer ender pearl. So we want a pulverizer, and we want a... Let's do HV macerator. We're going to add you to the list, and an electrolyzer. We'll do HV of that as well. And we'll be back in a minute when this is ready. All right, I'm still figuring out exactly how this is going to work, right? But I've got ideas. So we'll probably want... Do I want to suck these into the system or just route them? Because I have to deal with this stuff too, right? So we're totally going to want like an import and an output bus, right? To deal with things. But we could do an interface, right? Which I'm requesting as we speak. That should be in progress, right? And what we could do is with the interface, right, is some kind of keep in stock for polymer clay. So like keep a stack of this available at all times and do the crafting card thing to make it craft on demand. See? Easy peasy. Okay? And that makes it do that thing. Cool. All right. So with that set up, right, then we could item duct. Right? Now, you guys are obviously not going to be the item ducts that we want to do. Maybe I should consolidate this. Nah, it's fine. It's fine. Right, so you're going to insert on green, but you're going to filter what's allowed to go in there. And that's going to be this stuff, the pristine ender matter stuff. Right? And then you, on the down, will filter what's allowed to go in there, and that's just going to be this stuff. So that when I extract on the up, you clear that out nice and quick. Right? And all that end stuff went into here. right? Terrestrial matter went into there. Why are you not extracting that? Can you not insert into the bottom, buddy? Are you sided? Have I run into that before? I feel like I might have. Because if you're sided, that might be a problem for us. Let's see if your insert on the back will work. Extract always active, buddy. I mean, I could run this behind, to be fair. Maybe that'll work better. So what I could do is just run this right here. Set as extract always active. We'll put that on in a sec, okay? So you're gonna insert pristine ender matter, right? And then you, I may not be able to reach that from over there, but I should be able to reach it back here. Can be extract always active. Come on, bro. Don't do this to me. You're killing me. You're killing me and it hurts. Do you have to go to the top? What's your deal? Can I have a couple more item ducts real quick? That guy should connect, right? And then up will be extract always active. Oh, there we go. So he does have to extract out the bottom of that, and it looks like he has to insert into the top of this guy. That would be what it looks like he has to do. Okay, that's not the end of the world. So then the down can be a filter of that guy. So that's fine. So you insert into there. It's a little bit dire wiry, but I mean, that's kind of what you have to do, right? So with that set up now, the next step, I think, would be the CEF. With some batteries in it, because batteries is good. Cool, you're getting power. You're going to get your 4X cables, like that. Okay, and you're going to get a macerator and that, right? Now, I'd love to be able to insert to the side of this thing, but I can't without breaking this thing. Okay, so what I'm going to do is take all my ender pearls and do this. And then we're going to break this dude. This will probably lose its internal buffer of energy, which stinks a little bit, but life goes on, right? And I've got conveyor modules now. And just like we did downstairs, you're going to be set up to import off of this dude, right? So that's what's going to happen is you're going to get a pristine ender matter for ender pearls, and you're going to automatically suck it in there and ender pearl dust it, right? And then you're going to export it there, and you're going to electrolyzer it. Isn't that what it was? Wow, 1000 EU per tick. That needs to be an extreme voltage today, I learned. Okay, should have paid attention to that a little bit better. That's something we can deal with, though. But yeah, you're going to have to be extreme voltage, buddy. Sorry. Sorry, you're going to have to be an extreme voltage electrolyzer and macerator. Be right back. All right, let's see if I got everything. Advanced electrolyzer, pulverizer, EVCEF. Try this bad boy now. Cool. And then you're going to not be vibrant cable. We want the 4X N steel cable that I just crafted. Cool. All right, now sadly, you're going to have to be broken again. That's okay. Pulverizer first, right? And then you're going to conveyor both sides. Okay. And you're going to be import. And then you're going to advanced electrolyzer. Sweet. Not too bad, right? So I get a pristine ender matter. Okay. And I will, in theory, get 6 pulsating dust. That's not bad. So that's definitely a net gain, right? I forgot I got 6 ender pearls per pristine enderman matter, right? So I've got a 30% chance from clay to get a pristine ender matter. When I get one, I'll get 6 ender pearls. That's not bad. Not bad at all. You know what I want? Is another conveyor module. Okay. And we're going to sort this out a little bit. So how do I want to store this? Because I like this guy. You know what? He has a little bit of an internal buffer there. That's cool. I like that a lot, as a matter of fact. He's a little slow. But why don't I just stick a storage bus on this bad boy? That sound cool? Forget conveyor modules. Throw a storage bus on him. And then we have access to all our pulsating dust, right? So what should happen is eventually we'll backstuff this whole system, right? So you, sir, this is gonna get super dire wiry super fast. Did you know that? Did you know that's what's about to happen? Because it is. Okay, you're gonna go boop, and you're gonna go boop, and you're gonna be. Oh, you know what? No. Hold on. That's right. I had something different in mind. Right. That's the reason I did this. So that down can extract on brown, and up can insert on brown. Please work. Please work. I don't think he's going to work. I bet that's what I have to do to get him to work. Yep. Suspected. We could do like facades or something to make that a little bit less ugly. Right? It's not the end of the world. So you're going to run, right? When you get your successful thing, you're going to drop it into here, which is going to make an ender pearl. Right? Which will immediately get sucked into here and pulverized, which will immediately get sucked into here and electrolyzed. Which is slow, but not too slow. Right? Sweet. Okay. Now the problem is actually that you're losing power, which means we need end steel conduiting to upgrade these bad boys. So let's upgrade this to end steel, yeah? Which shouldn't be too big of a deal. So then now you've got a net gain on power, hopefully? Either that or we're out of power. I mean, that's also possible. Like, what's going on here? Device online, link to output side. I mean, to be fair, a lot of the power is going to filling up these batteries, I would imagine. Did I break something with our P2P connector here? I shouldn't have. I shouldn't have. Oh, now we're cool. That break and replace fixed whatever was broken. And you should be getting a nice net gain of power now. Beautiful. Doesn't hurt to upgrade that, right? Doesn't hurt at all. Okay. So not terrible, right? So you get a chance, you're going to boost up, and eventually we'll see, based on luck right now, right? 1 in 3 chance, roughly a little less than 1 in 3, of producing what we want to produce. All right, so that should be a loop for pulsating dust. All we need now is a storage bus to go on here. And we will say connect up some cabling here. And the rest can go behind the wall until we connect this guy. I shouldn't have covered up the wall before I was done with my cabling. But that should work, right? So now if I take all my pulsating dust out, this guy empties out. Beautiful. Beautiful. And it's okay if we have a little bit of extra pulsating dust. And I'm going to throw these 10 guys in here just to get this whole thing started, right? So that should be a bunch of ender pearls, which should turn into a bunch of ender pearl dust, and everybody wins. Liking it, liking it. And ideally, once this thing finishes backlogging, we can do something with the ender pearls, right? So like, it'll take a little while for us to produce enough ender pearls to make pulsating dust, but eventually we should get to a point where we can do whatever we want and start taking ender pearls because we've got so much. All right, so that's wrapping up points. So lots of good automation today, which is going to lead to a lot of good stuff in the future, right? That's going to be awesome for us, having that stuff stocked. Next episode, we'll come back and look into elemental reduction fluid, which we need to look into fluorine for. So I'm going to spend a little time between episodes, but clearly what we need to do is get a chemical reactor. Medium voltage would be fine. Low voltage is fine for that. Fluorine. And then I just have to figure out like which of these I want to go with to get my fluorine. For now, Del20 signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. For now, take it easy.